Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Del Mar for a beautiful Friday afternoon of racing here in Southern California. 8-race card, a little bit cooler, got some cloud cover, the marine layer coming in to make things nice and pleasant for gambling here in Southern California. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kurt Hoover, joined by Ryan Anderson. And Ryan, the weather's cooperating. We finally broke through that humidity, nice, cool temperatures, and I think you and I agree. This is a good gambling card this afternoon.
Good gambling card today. Better weather.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for much more.
And I want to wish you a very happy birthday, Ryan.
Oh, thank you, Kurt.
When I found out how old you are, it made me feel even older than I feel already, and I feel pretty old as it is. Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's make some money to buy some cake and ice cream for later on.
Absolutely.
With maybe a few bohemias mixed in. All right, let's get to the opener. 5.5 furlongs. What do we do here, Ryan?
Yeah, I thought the number 6, Chase and Ryan, a bit of a fresh face in here. 5 of these 7 come out of the same race. I felt like this one I can rely on to pass some runners late. A little bit of a class drop as well. This one switches back onto the main track where he ran 2 back. I like this one a little bit. I don't trust the number 3 Stanford Dropout very much in here. I felt like this one's going to be
My mic's
up on the
falling apart.
end.
Keep going, Ryan.
Yep.
We'll get this
I got
right.
you. The number 3 Stanford Dropout. I understand why this one's favored. This one likes to be towards the front end, but doesn't really have much tendency to pass any horses. So I did think the number 6 Chase and Ryan for me. I thought the number 1 Jalisco down on the rail draws much better this time. Was kind of out wide, and that was a bit of a merry-go-round race last time out. Jalisco can also pass some runners. Second up off the layoff and gets second-time Lasix today, so 6-1 for me in the first.
I got the same angle, Ryan. I picked the same horse at a price, new face. The rest mostly come out of that same race where they ran okay. Chase and Ryan has faced much better. Yeah. If there's anything left, and Steve Knapp's good on the drop, I think this horse gets a good trip, and best of all is a price. So I went 6 Chase and Ryan on top, 6-3 for me in race number 1. On to race number 2, got maidens on the grass, couple of first-timers, couple with race experience. The first-timers are well-bred. What do you make here? Right?
First-timers very well-bred. Indeed, the number 2, Vendetta, is a half to multiple turf winners and a full to Vengaza. And then the 3 is a half to Stark Contrast, who is still the best 3-year-old on turf if you go by Buyer Speed Figures. Ran that 96 in May, and we haven't seen him since. I did go to the number 4, Let Her Fly. I felt like that last out experience was good. Lost to a horse in D. Snook, who's likely going to be seen next in a stake race. It's tough to go wire to wire here at Del Mar, and that was an honest pace that this one set for a 2-year-old at this level, this kind of early on in the season. There's not many turf routes on the card for these 2-year-olds. So I do think with that experience, that's going to go a long way. So I went 4 on top, and I do think the number 2, Vendetta, with that breeding, should be all right first time out.
Yeah, I saw it the same way. Let Her Fly is going to be tough to beat off that race. A very good effort. The pedigree Vendetta, as you mentioned, is good. Dam Stakes winner, 2 debut winners, just a very good family. So 2 and 4 for me in race number 2. On to race 3, we tip off the pick 6 this afternoon. There's going to be some short price favorites in today's sequence. Not in the 3rd race, though. How do you sort this one out?
Not in the 3rd race. It's going to be one of those where they're all within a couple points of each other. I do understand why Che's likely going to be favored off that last win. I just felt like he didn't meet much in there. I still picked him in 2nd, but I do think on top, the number 2 Circuit Breaker for Bob Hess, J.J. Hernandez. I'm willing to draw a line through the last one. He ran fine. You were chasing FOMO Joe, who was loose on an easy lead that day. It was a very much kind of that merry-go-round race again. There's not much other early speed. I would anticipate JJ to be aggressive towards the inside, get to the front end, and this horse does, stay on pretty nicely. And if somebody does get in front, he can pass a runner or two. So 2-3 for me in the 3rd.
Same for me, Ryan. I thought Circuit Breaker ran well last time out. Juan Hernandez doesn't ride a lot for the Hess barn, but the percentage is good. When Hernandez rides for Hess, they're super live. I thought it was a good race coming in for the ship and win. Che ran well, got a big number. On the plus side, the horse who ran 3rd, that's Mike Pipey's horse who won yesterday, did come back to win out of there. I even could make a case for Redial because his last race is an absolute toss-out, lost all chance to break, claimed by a barn that is rolling at the meet, Antonio Garcia, and has a couple good races before that. So what a 2-3-4 kicking off the pick 6 this afternoon. On to race 4. We're on to the turf at 1 mile. Big scratch out of here. Scratch 6, Mr. Leisure.
Yeah, big scratch there. I do think Aji's off that last performance. I really like that move that Misael made on the far turn and sustain that bid. This is a horse that, kind of had that tendency maybe not to pass that last runner.
Yeah.
Misael didn't even give him a chance to hang on a runner. He just blew by the field on that blitz on the far turn, which I really like to see. However, I do think the number 2 Double Neat, both at the 6-1 price and getting Hector Barrios in here for Peter Miller, who had a couple nice wins yesterday. Hot barn, great rider on the grass. I definitely trust him, and I feel like he's been facing a lot better. He also has that tactical speed. Those open allowance races at Tampa can come up pretty salty.
Yeah, they
you
can.
run into some of those Chad Brown horses. He ships over there because he likes that surface more than Gulfstream. So I think the field he's been facing there is a lot tougher than what he's meeting in here. Double neat for me on top 2-1.
Yeah, good betting race, too. I respect both those horses. I picked a different horse. I thought the 9 Mary's Boy Bolt had a look. I think he's going to get a great trip. Forget the dirt race. He just spun around the racetrack coming in for the ship and win. The horse who beat him 2 back is a really nice horse. He'd be 1-5 in here, Supercharger, and he was competitive in that race. I think he'll be in the race early, gets a nice stalking trip, and is a fair price. And Mick Ruiz's horse has been running well. I hadn't won a race, but they've been running well. So I picked the 9 on top. I'm with you on geez. If I could trust him, which I really can't, because he usually he doesn't go by, but he exploded last time. Maybe he's really figuring things out.
He does seem to love it here, too.
He does. He likes the Del Mar
most success
turf.
at Del Mar, so he does love it here.
And your case for double need I like, too. He's going to get a nice trip, good stalking trip, fair price. So 9-1 and toss into 2 also for pick 6 purposes. On to race number 5, Maiden Claimers going here. So we're going to have 2 short price favorites today. This is one of them. Are you buying or selling here, Ryan?
I'm selling on Jetway. I'm going to buy the other second choice in here in Broheim. This feels like the horse that I'm going to want on the drop in here. Has faced the maiden claiming levels before, but that was sprinting on the grass. This is now on the main track, where if you look to his 2 previous dirt sprint attempts, both versus maiden special weight, I feel like the number-wise, that's going to be enough to probably get the job done here. I just don't trust Jetway. Kind of an every other horse. Doesn't really pass any runners. Not sure if he's going to make the lead by himself, and he's failed at short prices a couple times for me. So I'm just going to try and go in a little bit of a different direction and go with the number 4, Broheim, on top.
Yeah, I mentioned the 2 short price favorites, and for pick 6 purposes, you got to decide. Do you single them both? Do you single one of them? Do you try to beat both of them? I'm going to try to beat the one later. This one I'm going to single. I think this horse is just too fast. I think he'll sit right off Cora Connecticut. I think will stop like he did last time. Then he'll hit the front, and I think he'll just keep on going. So I am going to take the short price on Jetway in here and just hope for the best. And it seems to me like a very soft $32,000 maiden claimer. Just not a lot in here. So I'm going to go with the favorite on top, 6-2 in race number 5. All right, 6th race round kicks off. The late pick 3, we're sprinting on the grass. I thought one of the better betting races on today's card.
I completely agree. I think the rail horse and Frank Bullitt, certainly the most consistent turf numbers of this group, in my opinion, should sit a good trip this time out, because I think he's going to get a little bit more pace. And I think that's going to be to his benefit. Tyler Bays worked out a really nice trip on the rail last night in the nightcap. I think he could do the same turf sprinting here. This horse has faced about equal, but maybe a little bit better if you look to that two-back effort. Chrome Flash, I think, is a really salty horse, hard trying for sure. So Frank Bullitt on top. I also thought Poker Night at V's. I know this one has failed as the favorite in each of the last 4, but you're not going to get a short price this time. It should be around that 8-1 morning line. Going to be forward, draws inside, which is always a benefit on this 5-furlong turf course. So 1-2 for me.
Yeah, good betting race. I went to the far outside Jack Fish. I thought he showed a lot of promise last year in his first 3 races. Then the wheels came off. Just forget those races. Now he's fresh. He's trained well. Peter Miller's been very good off the layoff with these type of horses on the turf. Outside with Joel Rosario, so Jack Fish on top for me. And I respect Frank Bullitt. He fires every time out. I've been doing this for a long time, longer than you've been alive, Ryan, and I don't think I've ever seen this with a horse. If you look at Frank Bullitt, he has run once a month, every month for 8 straight months on almost the exact same days. I mean, that's hard to do. January, February, March, April, May, June, July. That's a lot of credit to Debbie Winnick, the trainer, for keeping this horse 100%. Sound and in condition. Never seen that before. So 9-1 for me. And after that, I thought you could make some cases for a lot of horses. Lucky and Smart. The number didn't come back big, but you watch that race. The trouble that horse overcame to win a huge effort. Significant. And Carla Gaines' horse has been running well, too. So 9-1 for me for the 1-2 picks in the 6th. On to the 7th. Okay, here's our other short price favorite. Buying or selling here?
I'm buying this one. Howie's Law last time was super impressive and has had plenty of time since that race. You know, a little over 3 weeks, approaching a month. I feel like this horse has now recovered from that. You don't see any published works, but this horse seems to be doing pretty well. I think can come right back. Has clearly showed that he matured a lot from that initial start on the turf at Ellis last summer to now growing up. And you drew so well to the outside. I think Amisael Harmia is just going to go to the front. There is some other speed in the number 5 Wall Street. I just don't think he is as quick as Howie's Law. I would expect Harmia to just get to the front and just run them off their feet one more time. So 6 on top for me, definitely going to be a heavy lean. I went to the 2 Palmer Beach underneath, though, to round out an exacta. I did feel like this one, I'm willing to draw through the last, as this one had a little bit of trouble in there. And he seemed to have his mind on running in those previous races. So I'll go 6-2.
Yeah, this one I'm selling. I'm going to use the horse in a pick 6, but I thought Wall Street had a chance to upset her, mild upset. Claimed by Serin for Holly and David Wilson. Serin's done very well for these owners overall, and especially claiming these horses for shipping in the past year or two. One next that winner out of that race. I really like the work tab. I'm using 2 in the pick 6. I mean, I respect the 6. He ran huge. He's the horse to beat. 5, 6 for me. Got him, caught him. I thought ran very well last time out. I don't know if he's as good as these other 2, but he tried hard and he ran well. 5, 6 for me in the 7th. All right, we get to the 8th, wrap things up. Ryan, I told you this is a blank show. I'll let you fill in the blank on that. I don't have a clue here. It's a very difficult maiden. 50 horses are coming from all different directions. Get us out.
Very difficult race. I with minimal confidence, I would say. You could go many deep and still not feel great, but I do think the number 3, Risky Pleasure, stretching out, should maybe have a little bit more forwardly placed. You do get JJ for Craig Lewis. They team up to have a good bit of success. This one does have one turf route in the form, but had a bit of a slow start, hit the rail as they were kind of turning for home. So I'm willing to kind of draw a line through that. That's probably too much adversity for a horse at this level. I'm hoping getting back out to 2 turns and trying the Del Mar surface for the first time is going to get the job done. I also thought the number 8, Unusual Craving, can step forward in the second start. This one's a little bit underexposed, so in a field like this, I'd be willing to take the upside when a lot of these seem like some also rans in here. So 3, 8 in the last for me, but again, bit of a grab bag.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 I thought had no chance. Everybody else I could make some kind of case for. I agree with you. Risky Pleasure is the horse to beat. First time for a tag for Craig Lewis and Juan Hernandez. But I'm going to take a little price shot with the filly I bet on last time, the 2-horse Princess Phoebe. She's taken a subtle drop in class. That was an open 50. This is a Cowbred 50. That was a tougher spot. Watched her first race at Belterra before she ran here, and that was an absolute educational run. There was no intent on winning. She just ran around to get here for the ship and win. Interesting, she's a homebred for Cicero Farm in California, but they ran her back there to get the ship and win. Her last race wasn't that bad. She didn't break real sharp. She kind of ran okay. Watching the video, she's a real little horse. She's a very small horse, so I think that's why they run her for a tag. She finished okay. She galloped it okay, and I thought she was as good as any, and she is a price. 2, 3 for me in a difficult 8th race to close things out. Ryan, enjoy your birthday, make some money, celebrate later tonight, and we'll see you back on Sunday, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's the plan. Let's have a good day.
For Ryan, I'm Kurt. Thanks for watching. We'll join you down in the paddock in about 20 minutes.